Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of the carnation flower. We finished the first part. As I mentioned, I would meet you at the end. And so here is the end. We're going to close it up on the corner. And that's it. So basically, this is a smaller version. Again, if you're applying in patterns that are not that big, it's just perfect. You can apply it through the little loops here in the back, or even without it, just with the yellow leaves. You can apply it on, depending on the size, or no leaves at all. You can just, the carnation itself, you can just stitch from the back. As bigger as the pattern or the table runner, then we extend the flower. Now, I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. And hopefully everybody's doing great. And I also like to give a shout out to two of my friends that have YouTube channels. They have cooking channels, Portuguese cooking channels. They're super excellent cooks. I really, really admire them. They have a lot of people, not just Portuguese, but from all over the world, looking into their recipes, even though they are Portuguese spoken, but you can see very well the recipes. So I'd like to give a shout out to them. To a very special lady. Her name is Leonor Santos, and she does Sabor dos Açores. Very, very excellent cook. So a shout out to her. Hello. Kisses and hugs for you. I also like to give a shout out to the other excellent cook also. Receitas da Isa Açoriana. So Isa, beijinhos, kiss. Check out their channels. I will leave it on the pin comments below. You can go and check them out. I'm sure you will enjoy their cooking as much as I do. Okay, let's continue on then. So here we're going to go up 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn once. We're going to go into the next stitch. And we're going to overlap them. So now we have 3. We are going to make 2 more inside of the loop. So we're going to end up with 5. So we did 3, 1, 2, 3, overlapping the bottom stitch and 2 side of the loop. Now we're going to make 1, 2 stitch separation and 2 more inside. We're going to go to the next to the next stitch and overlap it. 1, 2, 3. So basically we're creating this paddle so it can be bigger and attach it to the patterns. Now we're going to go straight into the middle piece here of the leaf, and we're going to attach it just like that, just so we can stay stretched on our pattern. And we're going to go into the next one. And we're going to overlap the bottom stitch. So we're repeating it again. Whoops. And we're going to end up with 5 stitches. So we're going inside of the space and we're building 2 inside. So we end up with 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 2 stitch separation and 2 inside the same space. Again, we are going to go overlap the bottom stitch and we're going to grab the middle of our leaf, and we're going to lock it in, and we're going to go into the next space. So it's repeatedly like this all the way around. And once you're finished, you can cut up your yarn, because this is the last row, and we are going to do the leaf right after this. So I'll meet you at the end with this, just so you can have a close-up. Okay, you guys, so we're pretty much at the end. So we'll grab our last little leaf, go through it, and grab the third space on the first stitch on the corner. Now you can cut your thread. I always like to use a smaller needle to tie my stuff, loose ends, as we say it. Go through any little loops here, and I like to tie it up. And pull through some of the bottom here so we can hide the yarn, and it stays perfect hidden. Okay, stretch it out and cut it. Okay, you guys, so pretty much this is what it's gonna look like on the table runner, which is exactly like the picture at the beginning. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful flower as much as I did. Guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. It's important for us video makers to have all you guys support so we can grow our channels, or else it makes it very hard just to be putting out videos and not getting the love back. We thank you so much for being there for us. Okay, you guys, so now we're going to make the leaf. Very simple. Just have to be careful on counting your stitches not to make mistake. And you can make the size you want. The thicker the yarn, of course, the bigger the leaf. Also, if you want it longer, you need to add more stitches at the beginning. So let's get started. So basically, you make your first stitch, and we're going to count 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to go until 14th stitch. Getting to 14, we are going to go back 1. So we are not going to grab this one that we just stitched out. We're going to grab the next one, which is right beneath it. And we're going to pull our thread out. Again, the next one, pull our thread out. And we're going to do that with every single one of them. We're going to go until the end. Go in on each loop, each stitch and pull it up. And it will stay like that. So we're going to do it until the end, not where we made the knot, but the one right after. Now that we've reached the end, we're going to do 2 stitch, 1, 2, and we're going to go on the first stitch, turning it. We can pull this thread already behind it because we can overlap it and hide it. So we're going to go on the first stitch and take it out. The next stitch and take it out. And the next stitch and take it out. And we're going to go all the way to almost the end. We're going to go 2, we're going to leave 2 out. So I pretty much did it. So on the first one that we do, so we have 14 stitches going up. Coming down, we'll be having 13. 2 stitch separation here to make the curve. We go on the first one. And we're going to end up with 11. So on your 11th, we don't do the edge because we're going to leave the edge of the leaf behind. On the 11th, we are going to turn our work around. And we're only going to grab on the first stitch, we're only going to grab the behind part. Only the behind. We are not grabbing all the way through. We're grabbing only from behind. So we're going to do that until the end. Grabbing from behind. So you can have this edges of the leaf. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Now that we've gotten to the end, we have our 2 stitch here, which is that little loop. We're going to go inside of it, inside that little loop, and we're going to make 2 more. 1, 2. We're going to do 2 stitch separation, and inside the same loop again, we're going to make 2 more. 1, 2. We're going to grab our first stitch from behind again, and we're going to follow through from behind. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we have our 11. We're going to turn our work again. We're going to do our first stitch and pull through. Again from behind, always from behind, until we get to the edge here again in the loop and put 2 in the loop, then 2 stitch separation and 2 more in the loop, and continue from the back again. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so now we're at the end. We're going to go inside of the little separation loop, and we're going to create 2 more. And again, 2 more stitch for separation. In the same loop, we're going to create 2 more. We're going to grab our first stitch from behind and we're going to pull it up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to stop on the 10th. On the 10th, we turn our work around so we can have, again, another corner of the leaf. So we're going to grab our first, pull through, always from the back. And I'll meet you at the end. In the end, we're going to do 2 more stitch inside of the loop. Now that we're inside of the loop, we're going to pull out twice again. 2 stitch and 2 chain. 1, 2 inside of the same loop 2 times. We're going to go on our first from behind, pull it up. Our second from behind, pull it up. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So now we're going to turn our work around because now we've matched the top. Actually, I'm going to do one more so I can even it out. You can see it as you're stitching, you even it out. So sometimes you'll have 10, sometimes you'll have 11, depending upon how many stitches sometimes it happens to be putting in here. So first stitch again, from the back, so basically you guys, you continue now getting inside of the loop here, 2 inside, 2 separation chain, 2 more in the same hole, and taking it out from the back. You leave always 2 space at the edge so you can create. We have to do 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So it has to be 5 little corners in order for it to create. And it makes this like leaf little nerve, you know. So I'll meet you at the end after all 5 has been done. So they pretty much match up on the same corners. Okay. I'll meet you at the 5th one. Okay, everybody, so we are at our 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4. Leave 2 behind. Make a knot, turn around, go on your first one, and pull through. Cut your yarn, and do 1 more knot. And there you go. So now you have your 5 little corner leaves. Now, I like to tie mine like this. Pretty much to hide the thread. You hide the thread through these little loops back here, so you can be on the safe side that nothing's going to come apart once you wash it, or the customer, or whoever you're giving it to or selling it to. You know, you want to be on the safe side. So, well, that's not going to go anywhere. I also like to give it a knot. And then you can cut it. And we're pretty much done. Now, when you make the knot, and if it still sticks out of it where you made the knot, you can just turn it a bit, and it's not going to go anywhere. And there you have it, my friends. A beautiful leaf to go on your patterns with your flower, whatever flower is your choice. And there you go. Now we're going to make the little butterflies. Sometimes you want to add them to something, and they're outstanding. They're so cute. They're tiny. Of course, the bigger the yarn you use, the bigger they'll become. But there's another type of butterfly that I will be teaching you in the future, which is gorgeous on patterns. I'll meet you right back. Okay, you guys. So we're going to turn and grab our yarn from the back. And we are going to stitch inside of this hole we have here. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 stitch. I'm going to go back inside, and we're going to do 3, and then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go back inside and close it up. Okay, again, we are going to do 1, 2, 3. Very, very simple. So we're going to do 3 little sticks, as I call them, plus 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go back inside. So now we have 2 groups of 4, right? 3 stitch plus the 3 stitch we've done, so it makes it 4. 2 groups. We need 4 groups. We're going to do 4 groups of these. We'll have 4 groups. Okay, the same thing like here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Meet you at the end. So now we're done our. I did too much already. So distracted. So we need 4. I did 5. Not good. So this is our 4th group. Okay. And what are we going to do is we're going to tie up the little hole here. So you pull on your string that you left behind. Okay. Then we're just going to go into the first one and tie it up and pull out and cut your string. So now we've cut our string. Now you want to make sure that it's not going to come out of place nowhere, not from the beginning and not from the end. So what you can do is, that's why it's always good to leave a little bit of string in the beginning, so you can make a nice little knot. Okay, so now grab your yarn, you put it in the center, just move these, and you roll it in the center so you can make the belly. So you do about like 3 or 4. Tighten that up a bit so it doesn't become too loose in the center. Now, because we have the strings from the beginning, so we've cutted our yarn, you pretty much tie it up. And tie up again just to make sure that it's not going to come out of place. You can pull your yarn and hide it through it. And tie up its little whiskers so you can make them. And very simple, very easy, and also very fast. So there's our beautiful butterfly. Now you cut the whiskers to the size you would like. And there it is, people. A beautiful little butterfly. Well, thank you very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and I will see you back at the next tutorial with the table runner. Thank you.